In a world left in shambles, the film opens with a glimpse of Earth's devastation, a result of a solar flare that tore through the ozone layer a decade ago. Temperatures soared to a scorching 150 degrees Fahrenheit, turning the planet into an inhospitable wasteland. UV radiation scorched the land, and extreme weather became the norm. Among the few survivors is Finch, a robotic engineer equipped with a specialized suit safeguarding him from the intense heat and UV rays. His routine involves scavenging for necessities alongside his robot companion, Dewey. Their foray into an abandoned store reveals dangerously high UV radiation levels. While Dewey collects what remains, Finch secures some dog food, marking the area for future reference. Moving through a desolate town ravaged by the ozone layer's depletion, Finch navigates a city evacuated due to the lethal UV rays. His protective suit alerts him of an incoming storm, propelling a harrowing chase as he races to safety in his truck, narrowly escaping the looming tempest. Finding refuge in an underground laboratory, once belonging to his former employer, Finch's deteriorating health becomes evident. He's battling tuberculosis. At his home, his loyal canine companion, Goodyear, awaits. Their tender moments together, filled with hugs and affection, precede Finch preparing the scant food they've gathered while supplies dwindle. The restructuring helps organize the sequence of events and clarifies the transitions between Finch's activities and the challenges he faces in this post-apocalyptic world. Later, Finch utilizes an AI to upload fundamental instructions for his latest project, guidelines like how to care for a dog and how to handle household chores. His deep affection for Goodyear drives him to craft a highly specialized robot, intended to tend to Goodyear's needs after Finch's passing. Focused on UV rays and radiation, Finch extensively researches these elements. In a bold move, he extracts Dewey's eyes and implants them into his newly crafted robot. Upon activating the robot, Finch initiates data transmission. Despite several failed attempts at communication, the robot finally nods, an indication that it comprehends Finch's intentions. This outcome fills Finch with immense joy, marking a significant stride forward in his endeavor. Engaging with his dog, Finch anticipates the prospect of a new companion. Prompting the robot to share something about itself, Finch learns of the robot's rules, notably prioritizing the care of Goodyear in Finch's absence. Unexpectedly, a power outage occurs. Finch ventures out to fix the wind turbine, successfully restoring the lights after reconnecting the cable. Meanwhile, inside, the robot names itself Jeff. As a massive storm looms, Finch returns and links Jeff to the weather station for forecasting. Jeff predicts that 4 storms will hit them within the next 24 hours, and they won't be able to avoid them. He estimates these storms will persist for roughly 40 days. Finch, up the air hearing this, believes they need to vacate the area promptly, suggesting San Francisco as their best bet. Finch then commences building the robot's entire body. Upon completion, Finch ramps up the robot's transfer rate and begins teaching it to walk. With some practice, Jeff successfully takes his first steps. While Finch is pleased with the progress, Goodyear harbors distrust toward the robot and dislikes it. As the storm draws closer, Finch packs essentials and unplugs Jeff's data transfer, leaving it at only 72% complete, causing Jeff to act childlike due to incomplete development. In an attempt to involve Dewey, Finch forgets Dewey's eyes are removed and attaches a camera to help him see again. The 4 of them then embark on an RV journey towards San Francisco. Initially, Jeff displays immense curiosity, keen on mimicking everything Finch does. Temporarily, they manage to evade the storm, stopping at a deserted town. Donning UV protection, Finch invites Jeff outside, imparting basic scavenging instructions and warning about the sun's hazards. The duo indulges in a moment of amusement, popping corn kernels under the intense sun, highlighting the severity of the sun's impact. However, their enjoyment diminishes as Finch spots the incoming storm. Attempting to outrun the storm proves futile, forcing Finch to gather everyone to face it. He commands Jeff to assist in tying the RV with wires. Eventually, Jeff takes over and completes the task after Finch tires out. Securing themselves inside the RV, they brace for the massive tornado. The storm wreaks havoc, snapping wires one after another until only one remains. Fortunately, the storm subsides, leaving everyone unharmed. Finch praised Jeff for his good work but felt disheartened upon discovering the damaged front tire of the vehicle. Despite having a spare tire, they lacked a jack to lift the vehicle. However, Jeff astounded everyone by effortlessly lifting the vehicle with his sheer strength, prompting Finch to change the tire. The following morning, Jeff amusingly tried to communicate with Goodyear in dog language, but Finch intervened, explaining that building rapport with Goodyear would take time. Later that day, a sign indicated San Francisco was 1,522 miles away, leaving Finch perplexed when Jeff inquired about the concept of trust. Instead of explaining, Finch shared a personal anecdote, how he once independently solved a software problem during a project but credited the entire team, earning their trust. Throughout these events, Finch's health deteriorated. At a restaurant, he vomited blood, realizing his time was short. Taking Goodyear inside, he played with the dog while Jeff tinkered with the RV, inadvertently causing it to hit another car. Confronted by Finch, Jeff feigned innocence, attempting to reverse the RV but ended up crashing it again. Furious, Finch illustrated the consequence of sunlight on his skin and rebuked Jeff, emphasizing his sole responsibility to care for Goodyear. Leaving the restaurant, Finch resolved to teach Jeff driving. Initially clumsy, Jeff gradually improved, driving smoothly, impressing Finch, although the dog remained wary. As night falls, they pause along the roadside to set up camp. Amidst this serene pause, the mesmerizing northern lights grace the sky, a spectacle now visible due to the absence of the protective ozone layer. Jeff proposes driving during the night, citing the hazards of daylight. Yet, Finch cautions him about the peril of encountering desperate individuals in the darkness. Morning arrives, accompanied by Finch's alarming symptoms of bloodied vomiting and shivering. Jeff tends to him diligently, contemplating calling a doctor. Despite this setback, they press on with their journey. Upon reaching a bustling city, Jeff rouses Dewey, and together they venture out in search of essentials. Their path leads them to a hospital, appearing ransacked, unbeknownst to Jeff who ventures inside. In the interim, Finch awakens to the absence of both robots, sensing impending trouble. Despite his weakened state, he gears up determinedly to locate Jeff and Dewey. Unseen eyes track his movements from the shadows. Meanwhile, Jeff, upstairs, discovers a treasure trove of sustenance, medicine, and even a fashionable jacket. Simultaneously, Dewey stumbles upon snacks, oblivious to the lurking danger of a concealed bear trap. His reach for the snacks ends in a tragic encounter with the trap, leaving Finch to encounter the distressing sight and, in remorse, power Dewey down. As Finch senses ominous vibrations, he locates Jeff in dire circumstances. Urgently, Finch stresses the unsuitability of their current location for safety. Together, they hasten to their RV, Finch struggling to maintain his footing. Upon fleeing, they find themselves pursued by an ominous vehicle. In a pivotal moment, Finch entrusts the wheel to Jeff, emphasizing the gravity of avoiding errors. The persistent car trailing them prompts Jeff to extinguish the headlights, relying on his ability to navigate the darkness. As the mysterious car continued to tail them, Finch urged Jeff to step on the accelerator and gain speed. They found themselves driving into a storm, prompting Finch to take control of the wheel and veer off the road towards an underpass. Despite Jeff's warnings about the RV's height being too much for the underpass, Finch ignored him, resulting in a crash that destroyed the RV's solar panels. After the collision, Jeff used his strength to push the RV further in. The pursuing car approached but paused momentarily before driving off. Realizing they were safe for the moment, Finch rushed out to discover the extensive damage to their solar panels. He blamed himself for the misjudgment and admitted his inability to repair it. Jeff offered to take them to San Francisco, but Finch, consumed by frustration, snapped at him to stop speaking. An infuriated Finch returned to the vehicle, leaving Jeff standing outside in the rain. Eventually, Jeff investigated and entered the RV, expressing his belief that they could reach the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Meanwhile, Finch shared a story explaining his lack of trust in people, recounting how he encountered Goodyear, frightened and alone, and vowed to protect him at any cost. He reflected on how hunger could drive good individuals to become killers, confessing his own cowardice when he witnessed a tragic incident in a supermarket where young boys killed a young girl and her mother while he hid. The following morning, a sign indicated they were 480 miles from San Francisco. Jeff took the wheel while a weakened Finch rested. Suddenly, Jeff spotted a butterfly on the windshield, prompting him to stop, wake Finch, and point it out. Finch, getting up and extending his hand, found the butterfly unaffected by the sunlight. As he steps outside, the sun's warmth embraces him, its UV radiation diminished to a non-threatening level. Enthralled by a flower and a butterfly, he bursts into laughter. Continuing their journey, they traverse blooming plains. Later, Finch, after years, dresses for a picnic under the sun. Sharing memories of his past, he yearns for a fuller life. Hearing this, Jeff eagerly proposes reaching the Golden Gate Bridge in 18 hours, but Finch declines, unable to make it. Saddened, Jeff pledges to care for Goodyear after Finch is gone. In a poignant moment, Finch initiates a game of fetch with Goodyear's ball, highlighting the essence of trust building with the dog. However, amidst a fleeting moment of joy, Finch starts coughing blood, staining his once white suit. Despite Jeff's offer of help, Finch declines, affirming he's already found his solace. They share a heartfelt handshake and hug, Jeff visibly distressed. Assisting Finch into the RV, Goodyear comforts him while Jeff packs. Finch bids a final pat to his loyal companion before passing away, his UV suit burned alongside him in the plains. After morning, Jeff resumes Finch's routines, caring for Goodyear and playing fetch. Gradually, Goodyear begins to trust Jeff, feeling secure in his presence. At the Golden Gate Bridge, Jeff erects a memorial for Finch, discovering messages from others seeking their loved ones, hinting at more survivors and possible reunions. In a touching finale, Jeff attaches a drawing of Finch, Goodyear, and himself to the fence before departing for a new destination.